Good evening. Welcome to my garden, Lilac Hill. I'm out in the front underneath my big apple tree. The sun is just starting to go behind the ridge line, and it's been a hot, windy, and dry summer. So we are going to have some rain in the next couple of days. So it's good to come out now and film before the weather turns. And I want to show some things that are happening, some areas that maybe I'm going to work on, and we'll go from there. Okay, let's have a look around. So as I approach the old apple tree, and I mean this is an old tree. This is part of the original orchard that was on the property, and you can see the scars on the bark from when the bear goes up, but I just don't even know how this tree is holding on, but it is full of apples again. Kind of exciting. Some of them aren't bad. The redder ones are more on this side. There, nice old tree in the sun. So we will pick those and give it our best shot to do something with the apples. And out here is a lot of burgundy colored plants. Those are the Concord barberry. These are the dwarf and Caradonna salvia finishing. Got some cedars. Yeah, so this has got lots of, again, burgundy. Little walkway through here with my box hedge. I think I just walked through a spider web, and that will be continue to be pruned. And there's Rebecca or Black-Eyed Susan, and this, of course, is a smoke bush Continus, royal purple. It's traditional standard smoke bush, and then some barberry called royal burgundy. I'm just gonna come over here so I'm out of the direct sun. So it's fall now and things are changing, but the light is really nice right now. Okay, we'll leave the front bed. So that's the front bed with the big old apple tree. She's a beauty. I don't mind if the bears come and eat the apples, or even the deer, but I just don't like to see it if the tree gets damaged. And you can see we don't water our lawn, so the lawn is dry. This is the corner bed by the sun deck, and the fall asters are going to bloom soon. They're white, and I've let the astrantia seed, and I hope to get a bunch of little small baby astrantias to share. So there's it's a nice bed. I do like it when the asters bloom. And then the Wigelia Afterglow are down there, and they make a nice contrast. But you can see all the self-seeding that's going on. This corner, as we approach the little stairs I built to step down, is going to have a redo. I've got a lovely hydrangea that I got as a cutting that's going to take this whole corner, and it's going to grow into a really massive hydrangea. So this lawn area will come out, this sort of corner. I got my notes. I don't want to make a mistake. The corner will come out for the hydrangea. Yeah, look at the spireas are in here. Down there is going to be a quince. Behind the medical office, there was a quince, big, huge shrub growing out of the cement of the pavement. So I got a couple cuttings about 4 years ago, and now I finally have a quince. The hydrangeas look really nice when they start to change color. The weeping cherry looks spectacular right now. Oh, and then of course the choicea needs to be pruned. That's funny. Yeah, I already did my mock orange. I don't think I did too bad of a job of pruning it. I'm not good at pruning. I would not consider that to be my strong suit, but it was way too tall and I want the blooms more where I can smell them, but the Troysia now needs to be tamed a bit. So this is the west side of the house, and over this way is the west setting sun. Sun goes down a lot earlier now. Look at this weeping cherry. Fantastic. I did some changes in here. This is called the cherry tree garden now. A hydrangea, probably one of the pink diamond hydrangeas. So what I did in here is the Van Hoot spireas were brought together. They're one right there and one right there. They're small. And in the middle now is the Afterglow Midnight Wine Shine. Sounds like a party. And that's another white Julia, and that'll get nice and big. So I want these three shrubs to go together to make a nice wall of shrubs. And the lemon cypress trees are growing, which is nice because they'll block the chickens. And that's a Waterton mock orange there. So that looks good. And then these big lilacs or Ludwigsvath. They get kind of a disease, but I think the leaf will just fall off, and then they are in bud. So that's always really good to see. Little pink hydrangea down here, and then there's red tips honeysuckle. Also down in this, more shrubs. Nice color on the hydrangea. And then burning bush Eonymus elatus is back there. And if I prune some of the forsythia, that will show. Hopefully it will get some autumn color. I like the way the hydrangeas change color in the fall. This area underneath the forsythia had a whole bunch of compost added to it. But I think it's just turning into a cat litter box right now because there's nothing planted, but it will have a nice selection of those 50 daffodil bulbs. There's the gate to the wildlife area. This hill is going to be redone in the fall. So I'll be able to show a before and after. As soon as I get more rain and I can work the ground, I will be turning that grassland into formal garden. So anything from the gate post here up the hill will be formal garden. So the little lilac that's there on the hill, the garden will carry on with another terraced little walkway I think I can put in quite easily up to the echinops up there, and I've got some mint up there. There's also some really nice crocosmia that grew wild, so I want to try to get that crocosmia and use it better in the garden. So things now need to be composted. Again, it's been really dry. I don't really mind my rockery area. Things in this area garden have to be pretty tough. The upright St. John's wort did well right there. But one of my casualties is I lost half the butterfly bush in a horrible windstorm. So let's go have a closer look at that. This is called Blue Hobbit. Isn't that cute? Little thistle. But I can see where things need some compost now and maybe a little boost. I love this lamb's ear though. Oh, and I took out the fennel. I had a big fennel right here on the corner. It had to come out. Way too big, way too big. It went into the wildlife area. It would just have seeded everywhere, and that's not really the look I wanted. So I will do something there, maybe a scented perennial geranium. I do like the idea of coming down the rocks and having scent in the garden. This is done well. It was like these rocky, low quality soil conditions. Of course, the tag's been completely gone because I didn't do the proper labeling. But I love that foliage. It's very much similar to the little lamb's ear. But there is the damage on the butterfly bush. All those branches, snapped off in the storm. That whole big, huge, arching form that arched right down over to the path, gone, like snapped right off. I just carried the whole thing into my area that I've got like a dead hedge, kind of laid it on the dead hedge, so I have half a plant. And I will now come in once this is finished, which pretty much is, but there's still a few blooms for pollinators. And this plant really gets a lot of night moths. So I don't want to totally cut it back yet. But it looks really, really funny with half of it missing. Yeah, so this will be the new walkway that'll go and come to the lilac, and it'll carry on up the hill and make almost like a little circle back. This is a beauty berry. And this was given to me, but I think it's a perennial sunflower, probably one of the helianthus. It looks really nice. Love the yellow. My sunflowers in a pot weren't very successful. I think I just had too many seeds competing. But you can see where this is going to make a great redo. So I'll be able to come probably up the hill here. And this is Portuguese laurel. There's some mint. I see some fall aster. Oh, look at this. There's fall aster in here. This group by itself. So that's kind of cool. I'm looking forward to developing this into something a little bit more showy than just the grass. Yeah, so back underneath the butterfly bush. Euphorbias did well. I cut one of the euphorbias back really hard, and I can't remember why. It's because they used to be equal size. So I think Tasmanian tiger. Ow, my hair is in the butterfly bush. That hurt. Gosh. But I cut one back. I don't know why. I should have just left it. He was quite nice. But it'll come back. I have 3 euphorbia in here. Tithonia. What a wonderful plant. Oh, spiders everywhere. They're probably in my hair. They're all hanging from the butterfly bush. Ugh, spiders. It's that time of year, right? Spiders are everywhere. I just had a big one falling from my shoulder. I have to go shake my hair. All right, Tithonia. Distracted. I'm having a moment. Tithonia. I grew from seed. I am going to do way more Tithonia in here next year, because look at the way it looks as it's coming through the top of the lilac. From the kitchen, it looks like the lilac has the orange flowers. Isn't that wonderful? Tithonia in here. And so easy to grow. So this is kind of the high point now. We've come up the hill. These are the sweet box. They'll bloom in around February. And I just have a grass. This is a nice pink pampas grass from my friend. And I brought out my mum. This mum will bloom yellow in probably another month. And I just sort of paired it with a bunch of plants that have sort of scent. This is oregano. The lavender platinum blonde I grew from seed. And one of the cat mints, or a mint. And then this is my new day lily called Princess Diana, and it is really pretty. So a nice display. I put the Abraham Darby rose in here because it scents this room. It is so pretty. And it also doesn't have a frost-proof pot. Not that we're getting any frost, not for a while. But I want the Abraham Darby rose really protected over winter. And then this shelving is on a hinge. So we'll drop this hinge shelf straight down. And then this is whole floors for storage. And we use the same tile from the patio to finish the flooring. And Terry didn't even have to do any cuts. They actually fit exactly side to side, and just a bit of sand fills in. So I got a nice floor that's water permeable. Okay, lots of Verbena bonariensis, of course, in the main bed. And this is a a bicolored monk's hood. Really pretty. I like the verbena. It's good for the pollinators. And this is a big Joe Pye weed. Really good again for pollinators, but it's finishing. Yeah, everything's finishing. You can see the peonies are starting to die back. I leave the peony foliage just like this right through winter. And then in the spring, when the peonies starting to send up new shoots, all that foliage just lifts off the ground. I don't cut the foliage on the peonies at all. Zinnias are finishing, but the odd, still some nice color. They were wonderful this year. What a nice plant. I grew them from seed. Everything just looks, no, it's finishing. The smoke bush called Young Lady, it was very successful with its plumes against the glass house. It'll get pruned for fall, just mainly for snow load. Oh, look at the color on this zinnia. Beautiful peachy orange. Of course, the black-eyed Susan. These petunias were put in May. Unbelievable that they still, and they're only in these teeny tiny little wall hangers, but they just have gone on and on and on. So that looks great. Oh, and then my aster looks good too. That was from the same friend that gave me that little yellow helenium. And my dahlia looks really nice. Big yellow one. Gorgeous. Yellow with red. And there's the fall aster. Really good for pollinators. I like the purple. I think that looks really showy. Yeah, so I was mentioning that I got half the butterfly bush gone. Oh, I want to share the other helianthus that's over here. I love the antique colors of the zinnias. Yeah, so summer is coming to an end, and the road down to the lake isn't as busy with people roaring down there to go enjoy swimming at Powell Lake. So the tourist season will start to slow down now. I love coming out here with my drink or a cup of tea and just enjoying the evening sunset. Cosmos were good. I'm going to probably try these in the ground next year because they did well in pots and the deer did not touch them once. But I do have a new sort of funny thing for the deer. I have a animal deterrent from Lee Valley. You can hear it clicking. So if the water was on, it would spray like 9 feet, probably even further, of quite a hard water spray, and it deters the deer, and it makes that clicking sound when it sprays. It's really loud, and I don't think the water so much startles them as much as the noise, especially in the dark, because it's motion activated. It doesn't hurt them. It just says to them, you know, maybe this isn't a comfy place to come and eat the flowers. Isn't that gorgeous? I grew that from seed. The mulva or something like that. Yeah, so I'm going to end with the little, this one is called Happy Days. And it's a perennial sunflower. Oh, it's finishing. That's funny. It looked a lot better a couple days ago. It's probably not really the best place to end, but you can see lots more are coming. It just is a really nice perennial, and considering this is not my best soil, this whole area is going to get a refresh and some new soil put down. I think I showed Terry's patio finished last video. Looks really nice and great place to just come out and take in the garden. Oh, the blue jays flying back and forth, demanding seed. So on this wonderfully cool but still sunny summer evening in late summer, thank you for watching. I can zoom in on my blue jay. There he is. Thank you for watching.